We are kicking this off in Tetherakai because the change of scenery is finally starting to pay off for Javier Suárez. His stint at Girona, let's just be honest, it was a flop, but the Colombian playmaker is rebuilding his stock big time since landing on loan at Galatasaray. Girona broke the bank for him, making the biggest investment in club history after he lit it up at Watford. But he completely fell off the map in Spain. His market value tanked from 18 million euros all the way down to 12 million in 2025. Now that he is in Tetherakai, the comeback is officially on, according to Transfermarkt. Suárez's price tag has already jumped by 2 million euros, putting his current valuation at 14 million. That number pushes him right back into the top 10 most valuable Colombians on the Lanatim at spot number 11 on the Galatasaray squad. Topping the charts in the Turkish league is his teammate Victor Osimhen, who is sitting on a massive 75 million euro valuation. Davinson Sanchez is also in the mix, holding steady at 18 million. Here is the kicker, though. Suárez hasn't even scored or assisted yet. He has clocked 264 minutes over 7 games with only 2 starts. But the hype alone is driving his value back up. Meanwhile, Luis Díaz is absolutely unstoppable at Bayern Munich. The Colombian star was the engine behind the 4-1 demolition of Borussia Mönchengladbach, bagging a goal and serving up an assist. That performance brings the Gorgiro to 20 goals on the season, with 14 of them coming in the Bundesliga alone. He is in the form of his life, but true to his style, Díaz brushed off the personal stats, insisting the only thing that matters is stacking up wins and keeping that lead in the table. He also touched on Bayern's brutal schedule, especially with the Champions League looming, stressing that the squad is locked in for the business end of the season. Finally, Lucha confirmed he is feeling physically and mentally elite, which is huge news for the Colombian national team ahead of the 2026 World Cup. And speaking of the national team, legendary goalkeeper David Ospina will not be returning to Atlético Nacional next season. He is hanging up his gloves after the World Cup. The decision is final. The veteran keeper admitted he just isn't at 100% physically anymore, and the heavy criticism from the fan base has definitely taken its toll. Bad news for James Rodríguez. His debut with Minnesota might be on ice again. He was all set to get some minutes, but a fresh injury has popped up, leaving his status against Nashville in serious doubt. Just a week ago, James was on the roster for the Cincinnati clash, but he rode the bench for the entire 90 minutes. Coach Cameron rested him to save his legs for this weekend, but now a new contusion could keep him on the sidelines even longer. The manager confirmed in a press conference that the number 10 is being evaluated day to day, and actually missed the last training session entirely. It is a nightmare scenario for his highly anticipated Mols debut, happening just as he was finally getting back into a rhythm. Over in Portugal, Luis Javier Suárez is a goal-scoring machine. The striker buried another penalty in a 2-2 draw against Braga, making him the absolute king of the league with 23 goals. That makes it 5 straight games finding the net. He has even shattered Falcao's old efficiency record in the Portuguese league, averaging a goal every 85 minutes. Massive alarm bells for Cristiano Ronaldo. It turns out that hamstring injury is way worse than initially feared. The 41-year-old legend went down on February 28th and had to be pulled in the 81st minute. After running tests, coach Jorge Jesus dropped the bombshell that the damage is serious. Ronaldo is flying to Madrid to see a specialist in hopes of speeding up his recovery. The club is praying he can return in a few weeks, because despite his age, he is still the league's top scorer and the heart of that team. Social media went wild with rumors that he was fleeing Saudi Arabia due to political tension, but sources close to Crozen shut that down immediately. This trip is strictly medical. Right now, his status for the upcoming Portugal friendlies against Mexico and the United States is looking extremely shaky. If you are loving this update, smash that like button and turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. Controversy in the Premier League. Aston Villa star keeper Dibu Martínez might be in hot water with the FA for promoting a betting company back in Argentina. English Football Association rules are crystal clear. Players cannot advertise betting if they have any influence on the game. So a sanction could be coming. It is almost almost identical to what happened to Yerry Mina back in 2019 when he was at Everton. Mina got slapped with a £10,000 fine for appearing in an ad for BetGigo. Martinez is currently the face of a brand called BP Play, which is even using his image to push betting to people over 18. The FI is investigating, and it could get ugly, but let's be real. This exposes a massive contradiction in the sport. Players get banned for promoting betting, yet their own clubs, like Aston Villa, have betting companies plastered all over their jerseys. Things are changing next season in England, though betting sponsors will be banned from the front of shirts, but they can still hide out on the sleeves. Finally, the pressure cooker at Real Madrid is boiling over. Álvaro Arbelo's future hinges entirely on how this season wraps up. If they miss out on La Liga or the Champions League, the club is ready to pull the trigger on a new coach. And guess who is waiting in the wings? Jurgen Klopp. The man is arguably the most coveted free agent in management. Fabrizio Romano reports that Real Madrid's brass is obsessed with the German's leadership, his grit, and his ability to turn teams into absolute monsters. We are talking about a legacy forged in iron at global powerhouses like Dortmund and Liverpool. He constructed dynasties from the ground up, winning hearts with a high-octane, heavy metal attack that left fans screaming for more. But hold on. Romano just silenced the noise. The verdict: zero contact with Real Madrid, no backroom deals. It is total tunnel vision right now, eyes on the prize for the rest of the season. The coaching carousel waits until the final whistle blows. That wraps up today's highlight reel. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a scoop. Stay sharp, everyone.